Such a mirror. I'm having a nightmare tonight. I don't want to use this phone. This phone's rubbish. Still, it's better than nothing, I suppose. It's better than nothing. Is anybody out there? I'm having an absolute mirror, a nightmare here of epic biblical proportions. I need someone to phone IT right now and come round and sort me out. I tell you what, I've had the last 10 minutes has been absolute hell. This phone here, the phone that I was recording off the last time, it's just completely stalled, and YouTube will not work for whatever reason. Cannot get the bastard working. So I'm now on the other phone, which I don't like, because I've cracked the screen on it, on the screen, on the front camera, on the screen. That's why I'm getting all that kind of shit around here that I used to complain about all the time. And the audio is rubbish. And it's just nightmare. Okay. Let me see if I can get it up over here. And why, God, why? Why do you do this to me? Okay. How the hell do I even go in? How do you see your own channel on YouTube? Does anyone know? Does anyone know how you see your own channel on YouTube? I don't fucking know. What a nightmare here. Your videos. I'm too used to using mobile. This is what the problem is. So now I'm going to go onto the desktop. I don't really know what I'm doing. Okay, channel content live. What? Are you serious? It's just, are you taking a piss out of my accent or what? I sound like a Darlac. Okay. Having a fucking nightmare here. So yeah, I can't actually I mean, I can't even. This is just. Let's just forget about it. Let's just forget about it. This is a disaster. This is a disaster. How the fuck do I go and view this? Oh yeah, okay. I find it now. This is a nightmare. This is seriously. An error occurred. Are you serious? Oh. This is a good mind just to knock this on the head now. Seriously, this is not. I'm not having a good time here. I'm not having a good time. Don't mind telling either. Okay, so about a week of it. Now there's this. I've been bloody fighting with those settings. Okay, so we'll know for next time that it's definitely the stream quality or something like that. The picture seemed to be okay then, that was what I'm gathering, but the voice was like a Dalek. So it seems to be okay now. Are you just fucking with me? Schnuzz, you are, aren't you? I know you are. This is... I'm stressed out here. Technology and all that. Technology just doesn't... It's not agreeing on me. I think it's just... I never used to be like this. I mean, I used to be really kind of... I mean, in the 1990s, late 1990s, I got my first PC. Must have been 90... 97, 98, something like that. I got one on the AOL, of course, was the very first um, user, or the very first ISP used was AOL. You must have all used AOL. Do you remember those days? And it was like you had to pay per minute for going online. God, that was mad. I used to live in my mum and dad's house, and I actually got a phone line installed in my bedroom, like a separate phone line from the house just for that. And then we got to bloody AOL, really. Before your time, Graham, come on, you're older than me, surely, aren't you? You're about 65, or you're near retirement age. Surely. Yeah. It's all good for you, but it's not okay for me because I can see the messages coming up on the phone, and then I look there and there's this delay of like 5 seconds or so. But let's not complain. Alright, I've complained enough tonight. So yeah, AOL, and the amount of money that my phone bill was, I ran up on that shit. It's just like, what a rip-off. I mean, you're paying per minute. I mean, do you remember those days? That was like the bloody Wild West back then. You had to pay to get onto the internet and pay per minute. But it was very exciting though back in those days. Not sure why we're talking about this, but oh yeah, because I was kind of really into computers back in the day. And never really used to have any problems. And then the very first computer I had, it started having like issues. I thought I could fix it myself. I made it worse, basically, is what I'm saying. I made it worse by my own bloody stupidity. And so I'm just trying to pour this in here. The beer cocktail. Just need a straw. That's all I need. And a little umbrella at the top. That's what it looks like now. And yeah, so I tried to fix it myself, and I was going through all the different settings and stuff and just changing shit, and just made it worse and worse. And in the end, I actually bought a new one, and with that one I did like a Hulk Hogan style flying elbow off the bed onto it, just atomic elbow drop. Smashed it to pieces, and ever since then I've been basically having problems. I get IT rage, maybe that's the way to put it, with bloody computers. It's a lot easier when you got a laptop because it works. But if I had a PC, then everything would probably work properly. If I had a PC, a proper PC, a desktop one, I could have like everything. The OBS thing would work for a start. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm just fucking fed up. I'm fed up. I've had enough. Just fed up. But yeah, that was mad though. Imagine paying for your internet by the minute now. Imagine that. It's just crazy. The days of Napster as well too. That was another thing. That was like, oh, magic days. It was so insane. The Wild West of the internet. I mean, you could see why the kind of record companies were going apeshit about it all, because you could just literally get anything you wanted. And then, but back in those days, like you were getting paid. Just the price of CDs of albums. Remember those? Any kids watching? There used to be a thing called LPs, long playing records. Used to buy, and the price of them was just going up and up and up. And I think the last time I used to buy loads and loads, like every week, with my pocket money, even though I've been working like since I've been 16, 17. And they were getting up to like 16.50, $16.99. And after that, I was just like, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck you, the record company, for charging, trying to stick your arm in and charging that much. Then Napster came along, and I was just like, yes, this is us. This is us fighting back. You know, the good old days. I mean, basically, the CD collection I have upstairs is, there's a good chunk of it that's, it's not strictly legal. You know what? Who hasn't got a pirated CD at home? Surely. It must be one somewhere in your collection. I don't even have a CD player, actually, to be honest. I've got one in the car, and that's it. Recording Top of the Pops on off the radio. Yes, yes. Me and my brother actually used to make, like, we had our own radio station, and we would do the bits, fill the bits in between the kind of the songs. Then we would put the songs on, and then we would do a little bit of the word. You know, where you could copy from one tape to the other tape. So then we could record from the microphone and then play the song on the other tape, record it onto this tape, and then come back afterwards and then do a whole kind of. It was basically Radio 1. We were pretending to be Radio 1 DJs. Which means we're now pedophiles. I don't know. Can you say that? They're not all pedophiles, like. Some of them are, abused grown-ups as well. Oh, fuck, did I say that? But yeah, those are the days. I would love to find that tip. I mean, obviously you've definitely taped over it. You used to have to put the sellotape over the top of it. Then you take it off to stop yourself from recording over it. Oh, the good old days. This is what kids these days don't realise. Everything changed when everything went digital with the advent of computers in the 1980s. And yeah, everything completely changed overnight. Literally. Especially with Napster. I used to love Napster, oh my god. What the stuff I got. And then obviously everything that came after that. Napster, there'll always be a place in my heart for Napster, even though they've sold out on mainstream. I'm getting into this pint now. It's pint, I say a pint. Fucking liter. Well, you're 65, Graham, so I'm getting there. It's my birthday in a couple of weeks' time, and it's not a small number, let me tell you. Thinking about dyeing my hair as well too. Very kind of every time I kind of shave. I haven't gone to the hairdressers since we've come out of lockdown. Although we're not. Are we out of lockdown? I don't know. Sort of. And every time I shave, kind of the back and sides, it's like I see this bit here and I think, fucking hell, look at that. I need to do something about that. And then I was thinking, yeah, but I probably shouldn't, because then I'll have to do it all the time, and I'm too lazy to do it all the time. I'm too lazy and I'm not vain enough. I would like to do it one time, just to see what it looks like. I don't know, does anyone in the chat actually dye their hair? I mean, probably not, because you're all the same as me, and you don't give a shit about your appearance, or anything in particular, or anything at all. Rick says, I had a radio on a CB station. My handle was Banana Man. No kidding. I have a CB badge to prove it. I know, but you're old, Frank, though. Come on, you're very old. I mean, you're before your time. You're younger than me and you look like twice as old. 10-4, 10-4, the Hurricane. I always wanted a CB. I had a mate who had a CB radio. And I was like... And when you don't have something when you're a kid, you think that thing is like, that thing is like treasure, like fucking buried treasure. And it's going to be amazing. And in reality, it's probably not all it's cracked up to be. Do you ever wonder who you were talking to when on CB? I mean, these days, imagine this. These days, the equivalent would be your children talking to some random on the internet. Now, I know technology has moved on, and because what we're doing here is like live video. But I mean, that's what I'm thinking about. That would be back in the olden days in black and white. CB radio probably was talking to some randoms about God knows what. What did you talk about, Rick, when you were doing your breaker 10-4? Charlie Oscar Bravo 20. What is your 20, Rick, anyway? Yes, Jimbo, you've missed all the layering. You've missed all. It's basically been a disaster. This whole stream and the one before it has been just a disaster of epic proportions. I've had a lot of technical difficulties, let's say, and I do not have the IQ to fix the technical difficulties because I've had like half a litre of beer cocktail involving a 9% beer, 6% beer, what's that one? 4.5% beer and a 3.9% beer on top. So yeah. I think we're talking about CB radios. I'm not sure why we're talking about CB radios, but you've got me interested now. But yeah. I do need a teenager to sort it out. Unfortunately, I left having kids to I was too late. I had a great time in my 20s. Don't actually remember my 20s. That's how good it was, as we've talked about before. But yeah, I was like 36 when I had my first kid, and I feel fucking old now. I mean, seriously. My God. I mean, there's parents at my school, and like I wouldn't say they're half my age, but they're a lot younger, and they're like 4 or 5 kids. And it's like, what? I mean, how can you manage? Maybe it's different when you're younger. If you have kids when you're in your 20s, it's a lot easier maybe to manage. But when you have kids in your mid-30s for the first time, it's a shock to the system. Because at this point, I'm broken. I am broken. I'm not lie to you. A thrilling evening of talking to ourselves. What were you talking to? Like, was one in the bedroom and one was in the bathroom or something? No, but I mean, films like Smokey and the Bandit there makes it look so sexy, so kind of glamorous. The whole CB thing. There is definitely a delay between it popping there and then it popping down there. So it's there. There you are. It might have been a slow night, but I didn't go back. There was two of us. He was on the CB, and no one replied all evening. Oh God! Oh God! And then Rick says, "Mate, I was 40 when Martha was born. Best thing ever done." Oh, there you are. Well, then you're even older. Is that? You've already one kid, haven't you, Rick? So that was even older than me. You only have one though, like you should have another one. Seriously, well, the other one broke me. I'm blaming him. I feel bad now because something happened last night, okay? Don't think bad of me, but I just so it was bedtime. He was going to bed. The two of them were going to bed at the same time. That's always a mistake. So one is like the older one's 8, and the younger one is 6, just turned 6. And then the younger one's a him. It's the boy. The older one's a girl. She was in bed and all, very easy. He was like, they were just a bit hyperactive, I think. And the wife was trying to get them into bed early. That's never a good idea, especially when the two of them are going to bed at the same time. They're just hyperactive. And then he was like brushing his teeth and he's just messing about and messing about. And he kind of, anytime he goes to the toilet, he will literally stand there with his pants around his ankles. He didn't get this from me now. He will literally stand there with his pants around his ankles and fuck about until I threatened to smack his arse with, that kind of thing. Apologies for the noise, the sound effects there. But he will literally stand there with his pants around his ankles and fuck about the entire time. He'd play and he'd do everything apart from pull his pants up, and it annoys the bejesus out of me. And then last night he was doing it again. And I was like, I will smack your arse really hard. And it was all a bit of a joke and stuff. And then he was like pretending to smack my arse. And then after, when he was going to bed, basically, because he told him to get into bed and I pretended to smack his arse. And then he got out of bed and then the girl was saying something to me, so I turned over there and then he just walked over to me and he just basically slapped me right in the bollocks as hard as he can. Now he's only 6 years old, as I say, but he's got a good punch on him. And then I was like, "Oi!" Just the fucking red mist came down. I didn't like punch him or nothing like that, but I did. He kind of run away, and then I kind of kicked him in the arse fairly hard, and then he kind of threw himself in the bed, and then started weeping, started crying his eyes out. His mum came in. My wife, sorry, came in. Because when I say his mum, that makes it sound like it's someone else. But yeah, and then I felt really bad about it. And then he's all like, "Oh, it's an accident, it's an accident." And I'm still annoyed at this point because it was really sore, like, what getting punched in the bollocks feels like, right? And I was still going through the death throes of that. And so yeah, then he was all like, "Oh, it's an accident, it's an accident." It's like, it was fucking accident. It was not a fucking accident. He punched me in the bollocks. And all this, and like I'm telling the teacher, like, "Oh, miss, he punched me in the bollocks. He did it deliberately as well, too." And then I felt really bad after that all day because I kicked him in the arse. It was fairly hard. Like, I mean, he wasn't hurt or nothing like that, and he was okay the next morning. So even though I was still annoyed the next morning, so child abuse. Basically, I'm admitting to child abuse. Here, if I was in my 20s, that wouldn't have happened. If I was in my 20s, I probably would have had an erection. And then it would be like hitting an iron bar. And he would have been like, "Oh, mommy, mom, my fucking wrist is completely broke." All that. But I'm in my 40s, so it's just like, basically my cock's like that all the time. No, it's not. Honestly, it's not. Okay. Let's just pretend I didn't say that. Right, we're getting near the bottom of the Stein, so I'm getting a bit pissed. So what are we talking about? Are you just having a conversation by yourself and I'm just talking shit over here, or what? Did you used to do the whole video shop? Yes. Yes. Absolutely. I used to love going to the video shop. And I used to go every week right up to basically the closed. The one over here, like the Blockbuster the Blockbuster Video shop equivalent over here was Extravision, and I literally went every single week until the fucking place closed. This was in the time when, piracy and streaming and all started, and it broke my heart that I didn't get to go to the video shop, because it always used to be like this kind of. It was like this. I don't want to big it up more than what it was, because it was literally going to a shop, getting a video and walking home. But it was like this kind of journey to Mecca. The video shop is like Mecca, and you're making this pilgrimage every like weekend. And you get like 2 videos for £6 or whatever it was. Which seems ridiculous now, because you see like a video, you go onto like Amazon Video or something like that, and you see, oh, £6. It's a bit expensive. Maybe wait till it's like £3 or something like that, because you're conditioned. But yeah, I used to love it. I used to absolutely love it. I think. No, we're not going there. Okay. Just thought of something horrendous. The worst part about getting old is when I went to the shop and a girl at the till was stunning. I mean, stunning. I was flustered. I forgot my pin. She said, "It's okay." It's okay. My dad forgets his all the time. Oh my god. Another way to read that is her dad really fucking fancies her, which is 10 times worse. Yeah. Yeah. Your kids are 28 and 32. Is that you, Graham, saying that? Bloody hell. Seriously? So you're one of the lucky ones that had your kids early. Whereas I'm one of the cursed. Me and Rick were the cursed. No, the age I was. Um I had that in a queue in Florida. My lad just turned around in the queue and gave me a bollo. What's a bollo? Is that a bollocking? And you just kind of press enter at the wrong time. What do you bring next? I bring a vacant gesture. Monday late to the party. I know, but everything. You know what? I have not brewed vacant either. I mean, it's been on the brew list for a long time, but I've never actually got around to it. I need to brew. I'm kind of on a schedule of brewing every 2 weeks. I'm making lagers, and it's kind of starting to. Got one that I've kegged, and got one in the fridge now. But it's like, just actually looking the door slightly open. Hold on. I took a gravity reading earlier on, didn't close the door. But yeah, lagers need time to condition. I mean, I'm curious to know if anyone has like one of those fancy Firmzilla kind of pressure fermenters. I mean, what is the conditioning time? I'm guessing that the conditioning time for that is the same as a normal lager. So you're talking 6 weeks. You definitely need to leave lagers 6 weeks, at least, to get them to get them to taste the clear. Never mind the clearing, just to get them to taste the way they should. And the schedule that I'm on, I'm just brewing lager and lager and lager. And I've got 3 beers on tap right now. 2 are lagers, and they're not ready. One has been in there a month, and it's not ready yet to drink. And the other one is the black IPA, and that keg's gonna kick very soon, and I'm trying not to drink it. It's like I'm so desperate for the keg not to kick that I'm actively avoiding drinking it, which is just fucking stupid, isn't it? Not just me, like. But yeah, so I'm gonna have the brew. I think I'm gonna have the brew again this weekend. I have no idea what I'm gonna brew. I don't know. I don't know, basically, is what I'm saying. I would think probably some kind of IPA or something like that. It's kind of my standard go-to pale ale, IPA pale ale type thing. I just don't know. I would like to brew something short, kind of low gravity for the summer, if the summer ever gets here. I don't know, because it could be like, you know what it's like at the minute. It's just like raining all the time. But you know that you're gonna get summer's gonna be like 3 days. It's gonna be like, you know, 20 degrees plus. But you don't know when them 3 days are gonna fall, and you have to be ready. So yeah, I think I'm gonna brew on Sunday. I'm gonna maybe get water tomorrow, and just have it sitting ready to go in case I want to do something. But the problem is that I've got a lager, as I say, I've got a lager in here which is sitting at 14 degrees. I've cranked the temperature up to try and finish it off, and then I'm gonna dry hop it. But this fridge down here contains all the beer, and because I've got two beers on tap that I can't drink really, I had to try and keep this fridge going. So I can't take the beers out of the fridge because then I won't be able to drink them because they'll be really warm. And um, so I'm thinking maybe I should try and do something with Kveik yeast. I've got some Kveik yeast. Maybe have it sitting out, and and then it won't matter. I don't think about the temperature fluctuations because it could be really warm. Well, I say really warm in here. Like it could be 20, 21 during the day and maybe 7 or 8 during the night. So yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. I don't know. Do a goza. Oh, you know what I do have? I do have the hold on. See, I've got this, and I've bought this ages ago, and I never got around to using it. He says grabbing. You know, I can't see what I'm grabbing here. I know I'm grabbing something. There it is. Got that. Got the Philly Sour. So I'm thinking I need to do something with that, right? That will be a proper like summer beer. So maybe I could do something. You're saying do a goza. I could maybe do like some kind of fruit goza. How about that? I think Lidl are doing a special actually next week. Lidl over here on frozen raspberries and blackberries and you know all that stuff that they stock. So maybe I could get something on that. Maybe I could go. You know, I don't even need to wait the next week. I could probably get them now because it's not going to be that much of it. Like, let's be honest. £44. Maybe not full pints though. So yeah, I don't know. No, I didn't grab something random. I grabbed this. I grabbed this because Paul Holt said about doing a goza, which then reminded me. If someone says something, I mean, it could literally remind me of a beer, a yeast, could remind me about wanking into a sock. Could be literally anything. Because my brain is not wired up the same as everyone else's. Okay, sorry, I'm just rambling on here. Hold on, I'm trying to reply to the messages, but someone says something and then that's me like for the next 5 minutes. And you are all talking amongst yourselves. So it's very rude actually talking amongst yourselves. You should just be listening to me. That's what you should be. Thump on the bollocks and drop me like a sack of spuds. Yeah, seriously, the thump on the bollocks. I feel bad about that. Should I feel guilty about that? Kicking my small son up the arse. I mean, it wasn't full like I'm taking a free kick. It wasn't that hard, but it was still kind of bending into the top corner, that type of thing. To use a football analogy. Bear with, I'm trying to read all the comments Because you bastards are like having your own little conversations there. And I'm trying to keep up. Uh, yes. So vacant is on the brew list. Yes. So maybe I should just do a vacant. The I mean, this is. I'm trying to I'm trying to read it and I'm trying to talk at the same time, and it's never good. But I can still hear the American woman in the queue behind me saying, "Did you see that? Did you see that? Drop them straight to the floor." Is that the punch in the bollocks I'm taking you're talking about there? How many kegs do people have? I don't know. I have like 6 kegs, but one keg I never use 6 because one keg is like it needs a bit of work, which I've never got round to because I don't need 6 kegs. I only ever use five at them very very most, and that's only if I'm kind of got something that I'm trying to age. But I use 4 kegs, and even then I've got 4 taps, but I never really have 4 kegs on. I only ever have 3 kegs on, so basically three is what I'm saying. Well, four because then I can rotate, and then one comes off and one goes on. So we only ever have 3 beers on top, basically. Is the answer to that. So yeah. Jimbo says, "Baby, have a go at Verdant Light Bulb Tone. That's cracking. I'm not too strong if you're wanting something more mellow. I do want something more mellow for the summertime. As I've said before, I think I said it a couple of weeks ago. I had the hangover of all time. I like 5 hours sleep, 4 hours sleep, something like that. I don't know, something ridiculous. Massive. I had drunk way too much the night before. Couldn't sleep. For some reason, alcohol, as I get older, alcohol seems to have this effect on me that it really fucks up my sleep. Rather than helping you to sleep, if you drink too much, it actually makes sleep worse. And you're waking up all the time. You're restless. You feel more tired and more hungover the next day. And that day was like the day from hell. And I had some Bud Light in the fridge from like one of these videos a couple of weeks ago, and it was only like 3.5%, something like that. And I had the Bud Light down all day. Had the Bud Light as I was bottling some beer, and then that was it. That was like bloody. It was like being reborn. It was amazing. Like fucking, I don't know. So Frank has 6. Graham Hughes has 7. I'm thinking of getting a couple more. Really, do you need a couple more? How much beer have you? Well, I suppose you have that. Do you have? Are you saying, Graham, that you have 1 keg just for the kind of beer engine? And then what? What size is your? You don't have a kegerator though, do you? You have like a kegerator, do you not? Might be wrong about that. I don't know. Uh, and then Rickon is 44 pints. So that just shows you that 44 pints in like a third. What is it? A 38 liter or 38 pint keg. It's always good. Mojito Sour from the camera book is quite good. Okay, I do have the camera book over there. I shall have a look at it. I wonder, could we do it with that, with a Philly Sour yeast? I'm a bit behind here on the chat. By the time I read all the rest of it, I'll get to that answer, and then it'll be in like 5 minutes time or something like that. Let's have a drink. I'm feeling almost sober here. This is just chaos. Normally it's like, it's not this bad. It was my son on my bollocks. Tish knows. So that's that comment from like 5 minutes ago. I need to edit the chat into like who's saying what, so I could have all your names across the screen like that, and then we could follow the like email, like Outlook turn into. A punch in the bollocks. I sympathise. I do sympathise on the American woman as well. So that makes it even worse. I mean, if she was Canadian, that might have been okay, but the fact that she was American, that means she was really loud. Really loud. Okay, so Rick has got 4 taps. And how many kegs have you got, Rick? 6 kegs. So that seems okay. I mean, you can't have the keg to tap ratio. I mean, you don't really think of. You think you've got like you got 4 taps. You do not need fucking 6 kegs. You probably need not even 4. Probably 3. Do you need? What suppose it depends on what you're drinking. I'm just waffling here. Okay, I'm just waffling. You're waiting for kegs to come free, really? But how much are you drinking now? I mean, are you drinking that much that you need extra kegs? I know I can't. I struggle to get through kegs, to be honest, unless I'm bottling. But then again, I'm trying not to drink during the week. I know I said that, and I said earlier I was drinking last night, but I did have a busy day, as I explained. Paul Allotment, hello. Paul Allotment Fox, no less. Not Paul Fox, Paul Allotment Fox. 3 kegs, doing a smash on the first time brewing with Amarillo. I used to love Amarillo so much. Not overly keen on it now. I don't know why. I find that Amarillo, if I use too much Amarillo, I get this kind of real sweet candy kind of flavour. So, and to illustrate that is like I've got Amarillo in the fridge that I need to use, and it's like 2017, and I think it's like the oldest hops I have in there. 2017, which doesn't seem that long ago, but is actually 4 years ago. So I mean, what's all that about? Where did that time go? That's where it went there. But yeah, so yeah, one of the beers I have actually on top is a Vienna Lager. And it's using Amarillo all the way through, so it's tasting pretty good. But it does need that time. It needs at least 6 weeks to come good. Yeah, DTS. He did the Philly yeast. I remember him. I don't know. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I missed that video. But I remember him doing the brew video for his sour using that yeast. I don't think. I don't think I remember seeing a tasting video. I don't know. I need to go back and have a look. No kegs, but 4 barrels. What size are the barrels, Schnuzz? I mean, if a corny is like 19 litres, is it a 19-litre barrel, by any chance? Your wife, Graham says, my wife and both boys drink beer, so there's only me that drinks the beer, which is why Graham has 7 kegs and he's brewing like a bastard. Condition a dark beer and have one to replace that one when that one kicks. Yes, that is an excellent idea. That's why I had the 4 taps. The 4th tap was always for a dark beer. But as it goes, I haven't actually brewed a dark beer in a while. I mean, not a black IPA, but like a stout or something like that. And I haven't brewed one. And I've got, talking to DTS, he actually sent me a recipe kit from the malt miller for the, what do you call it? That lovely porter that everyone's brewed. It's fantastic. Yes, that one there. He sent me that, and I meant to brew it, and I never got around to it because I've been brewing bloody lagers all the time. I'm starting to think like this plan of me brewing lagers this year is really starting to backfire now because there's a little bit of a bottleneck here on supply, and I need to maybe just hang back. £40? They hold a minimum of 40 pints. Hold again. 40 pints sounds like a lot, but it's actually 23 litres, so it's not actually that much more than a proper keg again. Right. This has been going on for like 45 minutes here. Do you want to go on? Do you want to keep going, or shall we knock this on the head? Tell me now. I need to go for a piss, so if we're going to keep this going, I need to go for a piss, literally. I'm still annoyed about the whole thing earlier on about. I had thought I had it sussed, the whole streaming thing through the laptop, but not to be. Carry on having a great time. I don't know what that means. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go outside for a quick piss. Hold on. Bear with. The one good thing about COVID is that I have like hand gel laying all over the place. In the car, out here, every room in the house. Let's just leave that there. Maybe we should just do a Zoom, should we? Next week? I don't know. See what happens. Yes, I went for a piss out the back, into the field. Yeah. Here, the hops are doing okay out there, although I think the summer's been and gone, so. I mean, if yesterday was anything to go by, it's just fucking 50 mile an hour winds and torrential rain. Okay. I'm not going to be here all night, so, I mean, what have we got left to drink? That isn't open. I'll just qualify that. We've got that can is empty. That's empty. That's empty. And there's only this, which is the end of the roller coaster. The roaster coaster. This ridiculous pint glass. I think the pint glass. A liter. Hello. Hello. Guess so. I'm nearing the end of my journey through 4 beers. I don't mind telling you, I'm a little bit drunk. So yeah, maybe we should. I don't know. I was gonna say maybe we should do like a live stream, and then we should just cut it at some point, and then just go on to like Zoom or something like that. And then it doesn't feel like I'm doing all the heavy lifting here, because I have no idea what I'm talking about. I should really plan out what I'm gonna say, but got a cramp. Sorry, got a cramp. Ah, you know what that was? That was that graft yesterday that did that. All that graft. Whew. Seriously, I'm getting old. I'm getting old. You don't need Zoom on the PC. You just need it on a laptop. You just need someone to start the kind of meeting, and then you're in. Which I have on here. These are all just having conversations. Now you're having conversations on Messenger, by the look of it. Paul, you haven't got a laptop, Schnoz. Come on. What have you got? You still using the Casio watch? Computer, calculator watch back in the day? That's all the rage when I was a kid. That's what everyone wanted. And they only used to sell them down the market too, for about $2.50. And they'd work for like a week. And then they would just, the buttons would start sticking. Then the battery would run out, and then just nothing would work after that. Oh, Flasks Gordon. Oh, alright, okay. Fair enough. So you have that, Paul, have you? Have you bottled it with your new top? I have ordered one of the tops as well too, the eye tops. Now I didn't get it from the malt miller. I went straight to the Russians for it because I don't know, because I might not have mentioned this, but I'm brewing lagers and everything takes fucking ages. I'm starting to get a bit annoyed at the fact how long it takes for lagers to come good. And what I need to do is start doing like double batches. I might have mentioned it before. I have actually mentioned it before that I need to find a solution to like do a double batch. Now I've got the Robo Brew. It's like 30 liters, 35 liters, I think, to the very top. So they say. I'm not sure if that's actually true, but I need to do like some kind of double batch so that I can brew two beers at the same time. I've got two fridges, as I said. I can empty the stuff out of the fridge, this fridge, if I have enough in the Keyser. Because what I have in here is just basically the remnants of what I have from the peated whiskey stout porter, which I had one of them last night actually, and it was tasting so smooth, so super smooth, very very nice. But I've got the remnants of that plus all this bloody ridiculous amounts of bloody all this shit basically for every Friday night, which doesn't necessarily need to be in here, but if I have it, it needs to be cold. I can't have it at like room temperature or whatever. Room temperature in here is, even now it's like 15 degrees. So it does seem to hold the heat fairly well. Just rambling. I mean, I'm just rambling. Good evening, Duncan. You're late to the channel, yes. You're very late. You're probably good that you're late because this has been a shambles tonight. I can only apologise to everybody about how shambolic this has been tonight from start to finish. This is actually F at Freddy 48.5 because we had to stop the first stream because my impression of a Dalek was too good. Um, two cans joined by string. Now I know you're not talking about this stream, but that's what I very much felt like earlier on, about an hour ago. That's how bad it was. import duty. So I'm hoping that I'm not going to get hit with loads of import duty. Now that, it's Brexit Britain and Northern Ireland, which is kind of some fucking quasi European state. I don't even know what we are anymore. We're kind of part of Europe and we're part of Brexit Britain, so who fucking knows whether we get hit with charges or not. But yeah, so I've ordered it anyway. The main thing is I've ordered it. So from the Russians, okay. This is if anyone doesn't know, this is the new Bowl iTap, which is the kind of the big black top you get, and it bottles beer, and they're selling that. The price it cost me was like €110 for the tap itself, plus the two kind of connectors. So one is for PET bottles, so beer mail bottles, and the other is for kind of the glass crown cap bottles. Those are. So I have them, and I also have plastic bottles with the crown that go in the crown taps as well. So so you get both of them on the tap for €110, and then it's like £30 or €30 delivery charge. It remains to be seen whether we'll get hit with any kind of like import charge. Hopefully not. I would like to think not, but I mean, who knows? So yeah, so that was that plus then the €30. That's €140. Malt Miller selling the same thing for £115 just for the tap and one of the kind of, I don't know, one of the connectors. So you can either have the crown cap or you can have the PET bottle. And then if you buy the other one separately, which I need both, then that's another £25. So you're talking £25 plus £115. And that's pounds into euros. I don't know what the conversion rate is these days. But yeah, you are doing a bit of saving, but you're waiting for the delivery to come through. So however that a month probably, I'm imagining. If you can get stuff from China for a month, I'm sure you can get stuff from Russia for a month at least. Or at the most. Remains to be seen. So Jimbo says, "Baby, maybe you should issue some kind of layering live challenge if you're going to live Zoom." Well, Alex Rock, the great Alex Rock of Rock on Beer Brew, he also does the kind of. The reason I'm doing these again is because of him. So he is doing the kind of that whole. He does live videos now and again. So, but yeah, basically, what I want is to do a stream with him and me at the same time. So we do a dual stream. I need to work out how to do it. Obviously, I've had a lot of technical issues tonight trying to do it. I was kind of hoping that I could do it through OBS, but OBS on this laptop are just, they're not, it's not good. So I don't know how we're going to resolve that, but that is the what we want. Because I want to do him and me to do the live stream together at the same time. And I'm not entirely sure how to do that, but we will find a way. We will find a way somehow. I don't know how, but we will. So watch the space. Yes, it was a shambles. Yes. I hope it is funny because I've got fuck all else. Let's be honest. He's nearly done, lads. Nice talking to you all, says Frank. How can you guess? I mean, is it because I've only got a little bit left? We do have that neck oil over there staring at me. I probably shouldn't open it though. We should probably go while we're ahead. I mean, there's an hour on this. Shall we knock it on the head there? What do we say? You've seen 4 live streams at once, us drunken one. Yeah. But I think he has a proper laptop that can handle that type of thing. That laptop is 4 years old, 3 years old, I don't know. Can't even remember. Slurring. You've spelled that wrong. That's not how you spell it. So the joke's on you, Snuz. The joke's on you, Snuz. I'm just fucking drunk. Let's just recap, shall we? This is what we've drunk. We've drunk that, 9%. We've drunk 5.9%. We've drunk 4.5% stout. And that was like a killer. And we've drunk the session IPA 3.9%. So we've drunk 4 beers there in, it's an hour now on this stream. What was it on the other stream? Half an hour or something like that. Don't really know. So that's an hour and a half. 4 beers in an hour and a half is not bad. It's not bad going. It's not the record, like. I mean, it's not the record, but, you know. I saved those records for London Craft Beer Festival. You know what? As time goes on, I think I'm really not going to make this year's London Craft Beer Festival, unfortunately. As time goes on, because it's just not... I don't know. It's just... I get a feeling that I still have my ticket. I haven't booked any accommodation. I could still go, potentially, but I don't know. Just... I don't know. Having to get on a plane and shit like that, and, you know... I'm not being defensive. I'm just... I enjoy kind of, you know... I enjoy kicking a small child up the arse, is what I'm saying. I just kind of enjoy picking on people. I'm a bully, you know? What can I say? Just enjoy bullying people. Especially people smaller than me. And as I get old, you know, those are more and more because, you know, I'm not getting taller anymore. I'm just getting fatter. And like this. Yeah, I know. I would really like to go. I wanted to go. I don't know as time goes on though, because we're now nearly in June, and I mean I know England is coming out of lockdown, but we're still kind of in this fucking hellhole that, you know, you can't actually. I mean, the bar up the road is open every now and again, basically. Nightmare. Can you do a live stream that can explain what kind of kit you have? I need some advice for part grain, etc. Could be a good night passing the time. Yes, I could, but unfortunately, I would be drinking, and the first half hour would make sense, and then after that, it would just be like nonsense. I'll give you the rundown very quickly now. We have a RoboBrew there, okay? It's an all-in-one machine. Does everything if you want it to do. But I kind of... Sometimes I use it as it's designed, and sometimes I just go brew in a bag because it's just so much easier. I also have this. This is the Sparge pot. That used to be my old machine. I used to do brew in a bag all the time. That was it. I use that now as an HLT. And so 2 pots. And yeah, sometimes I do kind of, most of the times I do all grain. I do use like, in there I get like malted extract. I bet there's a shop we go to and it sells like barley malt extract. And it's not necessarily for brewing, but it's more for kind of baking and stuff like that. But I don't use it solely for that. I use it for like the Red Axe IPA I had on for a while ago, or a couple of weeks ago. It I used like a jar of it in that, fermented it down to like 10-10, because I got read the Red Axe, it always finished high, but it fermented down to 1010. Beautiful. Maybe it changed the color slightly, but absolutely fantastic. But that's like kind of, it's not, it's kind of a mixture between all grain and, extract brown. So partial extract, or partial, it's not really partial extract, it's partial all grain, I think. If it's majority all grain, then it should be partial all grain, right? Okay, I'm just fucking rambling here. Okay, I'm going now because I'm pretty drunk. Okay, I'm gonna go. Does anyone want to say anything before I go? This is your chance now, right now. When when that clock up there gets to 54, so you've got a minute. So it's a Q&A. We've got a Q&A. If you anything you want to ask me right now, you've got a minute to ask it, and I'll answer it. And as long as the question is in within the next 60 seconds, I'll answer it. Even if it takes me like half an hour to answer the question. This is like countdown. There's a little delay between someone saying that and coming here. There it is, Paul Holt. Bizarre night watching you and Tremors at the same time while pissed. Tremors. I loved that movie back in the day. Yes, I did. Schnuzz is back. What's going on with you, Schnuzz? You've been back about 3 or 4 times. You're worse than me. The phone signal or something? How often do you kick small kids? Says Graham. Every couple of weeks, probably. I only kick my own once. I usually go down to the school and wait till they come out and then just boot them as they're coming out the front door. And then give them the fingers as they run away, laughing like a jerk. Oh, Snowstill has got a refill, so that's okay. Does beer make your fart stink? Not necessarily make my fart stink. I definitely do fart more. And then when you sleep in the bed, same bed as your wife, you really kind of notice that. I think maybe that's one of the reasons why I was saying earlier on that I do get worse sleep than when I drink than I do when I don't drink. When I don't drink, it's just like I get into bed, I close my eyes, and just like that, I'm asleep, and then it's the next day. Whereas, if I drink, I notice that I kind of wake up all the time. I do a lot, especially if I'm drinking heavily. I fart a lot, especially in days like that when you're mixing beers. I do fart a lot, and I noticed that last night. I woke up, farted, and then the next thing, about a minute later, my wife had started turning over. I don't know whether she was awake, and then she got out of bed. I don't know whether my fart woke her up, or whether she was awake and she was so disgusted by the fart that she got up and she left the room and then came back. So I don't know. Yeah, okay. Let's go on something else. Okay. Any other questions? One pint in, 1 pint out. To be fair, I've had like a good 2 liters here. Tremors 4? Tremors 4, oh my god. Is that actually a movie, Tremors 4? I've seen the first one. Was Kevin Bacon not in the first one? I mean, God knows who is in the fourth one. 4 degrees of Kevin Bacon. It's probably bloody, I don't know. I was going to say Keith Snoddy, the referee, but you would not know who Keith Snoddy, the referee, is. Or Alan Snoddy, it is, actually. Yeah, fart talk, I know. Okay, we are at 10:56. So this is last orders, please, at the bar. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to crack open a beer. I'm going to crack open this one. Now that all the light bits have gone, right? They all think I've gone, so they have logged off. So it's only us now. Cheers. I do like a neck oil. It has to be said. It's only 4.3, but I do like it. I'm gonna drink this one in here. She actually left the room. We have an ensuite, and this is my wife we're talking about when I farted last night. She actually left the room and closed the door. So she could have been to the other toilet. I don't know, but if she's going to the toilet, she would have went to the ensuite, right? So it works. So that's what I'm thinking. Maybe I've disgusted her so much she actually had to leave the room. And then she went down there and think, no, that fucking dirty bastard has farted. I don't know. We'll never know. I mean, I could ask her now. We'll text her and see what she... No, let's not do that, actually. Let's not do that. Do a tasting on neck oil, really? This one? It's very light. It's very light. It's kind of really... There's a lot of citrus kind of flavors going on. But there's so much... It's so light that you don't really get... It's not really so intense. It's kind of like Bud Light, but with kind of a real kind of orangey and lemon and lime type of flavor to it, rather than just Bud Light kind of flavor. I mean, it's nice. It's nice because it's easy to drink. But I mean, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go. There's 11 o'clock. Seriously, 11 o'clock. Started this at 9 o'clock. Okay, there's a bit of shambles in between, like, but never mix your drinks, I know. But you know, there we go. We've had a later of it tonight. Right, okay, I'm away. Need to go for another piss. How long was that? When did I go for the piss the last time? I don't even know. Right, I'm going this time. Alright, bye. I am actually going. Whoa.